Hi, I'm Kat Zimmerman, a member of the Patent AEDY team. In this short series, we're reviewing how to use the Leader Services student referral system. In this video, we'll walk through how to accept, maintain, and exit a student referral. That means this video is for AEDY programs, both in-house and private providers. To get started, navigate to leaderservices.com/AEDY and log in using your username and password. From your dashboard, click the Student Referral Index at the bottom. For in-house AEDY programs, you will have two categories: referrals created by your LEA and referrals created by another LEA and sent to your in-house program. If your program accepts students from other LEAs, you will need to repeat these steps for both categories. The Student Referral Index includes three buckets: incoming student referrals, students in AEDY placement, and students transitioning back to LEA. Note that this final bucket should be empty as of late September 2022, where this status was removed in order to make things smoother and easier for sending LEAs to complete and close student referrals. If you have any student referrals remaining in this bucket, please contact the LEAs to which those students belong and remind them that those referrals need to be closed. To view and accept an incoming student referral, click on the blue number in the Incoming Student Referrals bucket. For each student referral in this bucket, begin by viewing the referral. Program intake staff should first thoroughly review the referral and ensure all required information is in place, then determine if the program will accept the referral or reject the referral. In both cases, navigate to the Demographics page and click on the yellow Accept Reject Student Referral from LEA button. Use this screen to adjust to whom the email is going to be sent using these checkboxes next to the LEA contact information. Enter any additional email addresses for who should get this information using the text boxes. If you'll accept the referral, click on the green Accept Student Referral from LEA button. If you'll reject it, click Reject Referral on the left side of the navigation panel. This student's referral will be accepted, so I'll go ahead and click on the green button. You'll know that the referral has been accepted when you see this screen saying that you have accepted the student referral. At this point, you can either click here to return home or navigate to other portions of the student's referral to continue their placement information. After navigating back to the Student Referral Index, I can see that I've taken care of all of my incoming student referrals. Let's move on to students who are currently in AEDY placement. From this page, you can get a quick reference idea of which presumptive exit dates are coming up soon and which ones have occurred already and need to have an FPR uploaded to the file. For now, let's look at one of the referrals we just accepted. Within the student referral, navigate to the placement page using the navigation panel on the left. The first thing that needs to be done on this page is to set the placement date. Use the text box to enter the student's first day seated in the program. This date should match with child accounting from the sending LEA and is the same regardless of whether the student was in attendance on this day or not. After entering the date, click Calculate Presumptive Exit Date. This will provide the presumptive exit date for the student. If this date looks correct, click the green Set This Placement and Exit Date button. Note that this page will look just a little bit different for students that have been expelled. At the top of the page, you will see the date where the student is eligible to return to the LEA. This date was provided by the LEA when they originally created the referral. Follow the same steps, entering first the date where the student was seated, again regardless of whether the student attended or not. Then click Calculate when first 45-day review is due. All students require a formal periodic review every 45 days, including those students that have been expelled. This provides the date of the first 45-day review If this date looks correct, click Set this placement and review date. All 45-day presumptive exit dates can be adjusted day by day using the Manage Calendar feature found on the Student Referral Index. At the beginning of each school year, you set the school year begin and end dates. You can click on this gray button to add another day off to your program's calendar. Simply scroll down to the gray box, then select the day off and use the drop-down box to provide the reason. When ready, click Continue. This will provide a list of all students who are currently in placement who will have their presumptive exit dates adjusted by this day off. If this looks correct, click Yes, Add New Day Off and update the PED of these referrals. If it does not look correct, click No, Cancel and Start Over, and return to your student referrals to make any adjustments necessary to individual student referrals. After clicking the Creation button, you will see a green confirmation box which shows that your calendar has been adjusted. From here, you can either click here if you need to add another off day, or click here to go back to the referral dashboard. You'll now notice the placement page for these student referrals looks a little bit different. Within the first 5 days of a student being seated in an AEDY program, the AEDY program must conduct a behavioral assessment and complete the Initial Formal Periodic Review, or FPR. The behavioral assessments used vary between programs. Some programs require the assessment to be completed by the sending LEA prior to the student seated. This date should be reflected in the Initial FPR document. The Initial FPR consists of sections A through E in the template: demographics, behavioral assessment information, current interventions, and individualized, measurable, positive student goals. Data should be gathered on these individual goals while the student is seated. See the module A Comprehensive Look at the Formal Periodic Review for more information on this requirement. Once the initial FPR meeting has been completed, navigate to the student's placement page, then choose and upload the initial FPR to the referral. Once the initial FPR has been uploaded, this page will look a little bit different. Below the initial FPR upload, you'll see Panel 1 along with the student's first presumptive exit date. A formal periodic review must be completed on or before this date. Once the formal periodic review has occurred and the documentation is ready, navigate back to this page. Begin by using the radio buttons to mark if the student was present during the first and second quarters. Then, provide the date of the status update meeting using the text box. Provide a brief description of the outcome using the empty text box below. Then click Save this information. Scroll down to the section Result of Placement, then choose and upload the Formal Periodic Review documentation. Remember to include the signature page of everyone who was present at this meeting. After uploading this document, the two grayed out buttons will now be clickable. There are two options: Ready to be exited and Remain in placement. If you choose Remain in placement because the student has not met their behavioral goal related to the cause of placement, this will generate a second panel within the student referral and another 45-day formal periodic review date. When the student is ready to be exited because they have met their goals, click Ready to be exited. Scroll down once again on the placement page and you will see a new text box, Date to be exited. Use this box to enter a date where the student's transition exit process will begin. Then click Begin Exit Process. At the top, click Student Ready to be Exited to reconfirm that the student is leaving the program. Then answer the two questions in the gray text box. Did the student improve their GPA? If yes, place a check in each box below, which applies to the considerations your program uses when creating a student summary for a class or course. When finished, click Save Survey Information. For students who have been expelled, this page looks just a little bit different. You'll answer the questions as per normal at the top and save the information, then upload a copy of the documentation from the formal periodic review. The difference is that the buttons below the box are a little bit different. There is still a Ready to be Exited button, which you will want to click when the student is going to return to the sending LEA. However, for each formal periodic review which occurs while the student is expelled, you'll instead want to click Determine Next 45-Day Review Date. By clicking this button, it will generate a next 45-day review date underneath an open text box where you will include a very brief overview of the review. This is different from the box above, which asks for the outcome, where this box asks for a brief overview of the review, one sentence or less. When finished, click Set Next 45-Day Review Date. After setting the next 45-day review date, you'll now see at the top Panel 2 with the next date of the 45-day review. If you want to see the results from Panel 1, you can show or hide Panel 1 at the bottom. This process looks the same whether the student has been expelled or not, as long as they've remained in placement for longer than one 45-day section. At this point, the student has begun their exit transition back to the sending LEA. This may be a single-day transition, a multi-day transition, or even a multi-week transition, but should not last another 45 days. Once the student is fully back at the sending LEA with no additional supports from your program, navigate to the Assessments and Goals section. In this section, check the behavioral goals the student achieved during their placement. This is a multi-select section, so select all that applies. Remember, you can also check Other and include their individualized goals from the FPR. Below, enter any assessments the student took while in placement at the program and if there was any improvement in their scores. When finished, click Save and Stay or Save and go to next section. Once the student is all the way back at the sending LEA, navigate to the demographics page of their referral and click Transition Student Back to LEA Setting using the yellow button at the bottom of the navigation panel. From this page, select which LEA contacts should receive an email update and add any additional emails who should receive that email update using the text boxes. When you are ready, click Transition Student Referral Back to LEA. You'll know that this transfer went through when you see the referral status changed to Accepted by LEA in the navigation panel on the left. At this point, the AEDY program's involvement in the student referral is completed as it is now back in the hands of the sending LEA, so you can go ahead and click here to return home. Thanks for joining me today. Remember, you can access this video and our website, aedy.patent.net, at any time. If you have questions about student referrals or AEDY in general, feel free to reach out to your AEDY point of contact. If you're not sure who your point of contact is, you can send an email to aedy@patent.net.